Hey there, my wedding planning friends, and welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, thank you so much for clicking on my video. I'm Emily Summer. I'm a wedding planner based in Montana, and I make weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice. So it's no secret that weddings have a pretty large price tag, and it seems to be only going up. So today we're going to talk about the main things that I think are kind of a waste of money at weddings as a wedding planner. Now, anything that I'm talking about today, if you feel like you want to do them for your wedding, by all means. But if you're trying to find ways to cut back the costs of your wedding and find ways to save money, this is a good place to start. So the first one is programs. The printed programs that list the people that are in your wedding, maybe order of events for your wedding. Nobody really cares. These end up just getting thrown away anyways. And sometimes the printing costs can be kind of high, especially if you have a large guest count. So this is a very easy thing to skip and save money on those printing costs for your programs. The second one is favors. This is something that I feel like in the 90s, early 2000s, everybody had wedding favors for their guests. That was like something that you did. And that's not really something that we see all that much anymore. If you're doing a destination wedding and you're wanting to thank your guests for being there, having sweet welcome bags that are actually useful for your couples upon arrival is a better route to go than having wedding favors at your wedding, because I can't tell you how many times I have packed up hundreds of wedding favors left over at the end of the wedding that guests just did not take, or they took when they arrived on site and then set it at their spot at dinner and then never went back for it. So a lot of things tend to get wasted when it comes to wedding favors. Number 3 is loose flowers without a water source. So again, this is just a spot where if you're really looking to save money or to like repurpose things, if you have loose flowers, like loose blooms, whether that's across a garland in your centerpieces or something, or at your ceremony spot, anything that doesn't have a water source is obviously not going to survive. So if you want to be able to repurpose your flowers, maybe donate them or hand them out to your guests to be able to utilize after the wedding, make sure that every flower that you have has some sort of water source, and don't just do loose blooms that are kind of scattered throughout. Number 4 are printed RSVP cards. I don't see this all that often anymore. I think most people have moved digitally, but every once in a while I will. And that's just such a waste of money, a waste of paper, waste extra cost to have a printed RSVP card that guests fill out and send back, or even if it's just an RSVP card that has information on it, it's just an extra piece of paper that's unnecessary. Move all of your RSVPs to digital. It's going to make your life a lot easier too when it comes to tracking those RSVPs. Next is too many desserts. I pack up desserts or throw away desserts every single wedding. If you're having a large cake that's going to serve all of your guests, you don't need to have cupcakes with it. You don't need to have additional desserts to go with it. If you want to have a good variety, just have enough for slightly over what your guest count is. You don't need to have enough for every single guest to have every single dessert variety that you are going to provide, because the truth is people get busy. Not everyone wants desserts, and obviously this is going to be different upon everyone's different kind of guest count. You're going to know your guests best, but don't overdo it on the desserts. And lastly, another floral comment. So in addition to not having flowers that are not in a water source, don't go over the top with your ceremony flowers that are not going to be utilized anywhere else. So it's very easy for an arch display to get up to the multiple thousands of dollars, or your aisle markers or anything like that. I'm not saying don't spend that money on it, because it's really beautiful, it's very impactful, but do it in a way that you can repurpose those somewhere else, so you're at least supplying florals for the rest of your reception space or additional spaces. So like around your bar is a good spot. Don't use those as like your main centerpieces or anything, because if it's a really windy day or a really hot day, you can't guarantee that those are going to look that great to be centerpieces at your wedding. But be able to use them and repurpose them for the rest of the night. Your ceremony is the shortest time throughout your entire wedding day, and make sure that you are spending money on florals that are going to be utilized for a lot longer in order to get your true money's worth. If you are gonna go kind of over the top with your ceremony flowers too, make sure that this is a location where you can do a lot of your portraits. So if you're doing a lot of like family portraits, bridal party portraits, utilize that ceremony space so that you can have those flowers in the background of all of those pictures, and that will increase their value. So if you're looking to save some money on your wedding, as I'm sure you all are, these are great places to start to eliminate. There are things that I just see couples spend useless money on, really, in my opinion. Hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please like and subscribe to get weekly videos on wedding planning tips and advice, and we'll see you next week.